Hi, and welcome to my weekly analysis video where I look at possible potential trading opportunities coming up for this week. First currency pair that I'm looking at today is the Australian dollar Japanese yen. Right now, price is currently sitting in between resistance at 79.80 and support at 77.60. It's closer to support than resistance. So my plan is this: if price does continue to drop, I will be looking for opportunities to go long as support if the situation arises. So I will set myself an alarm here. If price does get there, then I will be watching on multiple time frame, looking for signal in order to go long. Moving on to the Australian dollar USD. And what has happened since my long trade from a couple of weeks ago is that price is now shot back down. It broke below 0.7050 support. This could now turn into resistance, and as of right now it appears as though this could be acting as resistance. Yesterday's daily candle did close above that. However, today so far price is pushed down to the very end of yesterday's open, so that is a positive sign. What I'm going to be watching for is I'm going to wait and see if we can put a significant lower low on a 4-hour chart, and this is the level that I'm looking at. So this is what I'm looking for. I want to see a solid bearish candle on a 4-hour chart at the minimum, preferably on a daily chart, and that's what I'm looking for. So if we can get a nice candle like that, then that will be a signal that I'm going to be looking for a pullback, comes back up to here and enter short, hopefully to catch the move as it continues down. Next is the EURUSD. So very similar picture to what is currently happening with the Aussie USD. We've got price breaking through support last week. It's now come back up and could potentially give me a short opportunity. This is a much better setup right now anyway compared to the Aussie USD. But first, I'm going to wait for today's daily candle to close. Then I will be making my plans to enter short from here. Moving on to the British pound Australian dollar. We had a minor rejection last week at resistance at 1.8440. It's this move right here. And now price looks like it's going to be climbing back up again. This will only be an intraday trade, and the reason for that is that I don't see any sign that sellers are able to push it back down. So we're looking at the 4-hour chart just to give you a bit more idea how it happened. So the move that got to resistance happened really quickly. Then there was a gradual grinding down, and it looks like price is pushing back up again. This whole period here tells me that perhaps sellers are not as strong. And if I'm going to be entering short, and if I do it on a larger time frame, I might not get the result that I want. So the plan for me for this pair is this: I'm going to be looking for an intraday trade only, meaning that it's going to be very small time frame. We're talking 30 minutes chart, 15 minutes chart, even down to 5 minutes chart. If price does indeed continue to push upwards, this could be where my potential trade is going to be. But I need to make sure that if I do set a trade, my target is not going to be greater than this level. So we're talking at 1.8310. So again, it's going to be an intraday trade on a very small time frame, because according to what I can see from this period here, right now anyway, I don't have much faith that sellers have the ability to push down a lot further. Perhaps that will change, but as of right now, that's what my analysis tells me. So we'll see how this goes. Next is the British pound USD. So last week we did have a break after all. It happened right here on this candle, and it was a very clean break, meaning that once it broke there was no pullback, and the following candle also was a strong bearish candle. So the pullback hasn't happened last week. I was actually watching the break as it happened live, trying to look for a small time frame trade on the 15 minutes chart, but there was no pullback to 1.2980, which is the level that I want to get into. Right now though, it looks like we've got a minor pullback, If the pullback does continue and gets up to here, that's going to be where I'm looking for a short, perhaps an indecision candle, then looking to enter the trade as it makes its way down, if that is the case. Last on the list for this week is USD Canadian Dollar. So last week this pair actually pushed above and managed to close above resistance at 1.3450. So when price come back down to a previous resistance level, it could now acting as support, and judging from yesterday's candle, it looks like that could be the case. So far for today, price hasn't done much, but I think right now it's trying to push above yesterday's high. So the plan for me to trade this pair is this. I'm going to be watching this on a smaller time frame, 4 hour, maybe even down to 1 hour chart, and I need to see buyers being able to clear this level. So we're looking at 1.3480. That's the level. If that does happen, so we get a push above, and if it does come back, I will get in there. This is where I like to be putting a buy limit order, hopefully to catch price as it continues to move up. So 4 hour, 1 hour, if that doesn't happen, then I will continue to watch and look for entries on the daily. Right now though, it looks like the move could happen, but of course it can always make its way down. So don't know it yet, and we'll see how that one goes. So thank you very much for tuning in and watching. I will see you in my next video.